every time I see it, it's just, it is absolutely stunning. It was all shot in the south of Italy, between Basilicata, Lazio, Campania, Sicily, so and Tuscany, yes. So it's just amazing, isn't it? And well, it's somehow connected to what we showed you as soon as you arrived. We show you a tiny taster of a documentary called On the Footsteps of Basile, which is shot in all the places that Basile lived. What is going to be? It's you all know by now that we're having hopefully a second edition. I mean, hopefully you know we're having for sure a second edition of the Italian Film Festival in November. It's the last week in November. We can now finally announce the date. And it's going to go probably for 5 days. We'll have to see if we've got enough money, but at least the weekend will be covered, and it's mostly down here in Chapter. And during that festival, we'll show the full documentary of In the Footsteps of Basile. So somehow this is, again, is a taster of the festival with a teaser of the documentary of Basile. The surprise, of course, is the Lees brothers, who are in Memphis, isn't it? Yeah. They are in Memphis shooting another movie. But the other surprise that we have is that the uncle and aunt are here, or the Lees brothers, or John and Kristen are here somehow. Yes. Hey, there you are. Hello? Because there is actually a Welsh-Italian connection with the Lees brothers. So. Are they there? Are they listening to us? Hey. Yes, and of course Guillaume Delaney, as you can all recognize as a beautiful organ. Sorry, I thought they were already online, but they're not, so they missed all this.
Okay. They're coming, hopefully. Damn it!
Hey! Hello!
Hi everyone.
Hi there.
Hey guys.
Sorry, I thought we were online, so I already introduced your uncle and aunt, and I talked a little bit about your Welsh connection, but we're not really sure. What is it exactly, the Welsh connection? Are you half Welsh and half Italian? Is that right?
I think we're quarter Welsh, quarter Italian, and then the rest English.
It's fine then.
Hi Jean, hi Graham, we know you're in the audience.
Hi, Rowan.
Hey, is that Guillaume?
Yes, it is.
How you doing?
Not too bad, and you? Funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to now pass the microphone over and I'll become the interpreter again, so there you go.
Hello guys.
Fantastic.
We all enjoy the film here, so I'm talking for the public as well. And I just want to ask you just one question, and then obviously I'll open it to the public. How do you find the directing of Matteo?
You want to go first? Yes. I feel like Matteo's directing, above all, I would describe it as a very naturalistic. It was so real. Just remembering the way that he would at first, a couple of times he would always say less, do less. And he had a great technique of just being in the moment. I remember at first he would tell us, forget about the script, just be in the moment in your character, and then whatever happens, which is so unique, but it actually is really refreshing to have that freedom. And it's also just brings you right to the moment. I agree, I'd say that's the best thing about working with a director like Matteo. It's solely about being in the moment. And in fact, of course, other things matter, but that is the most important thing, I'm sure. It's about creating a real moment. And I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned about doing. And unique for a fairy tale, too, to have it so real, grounded. I agree, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask the same question to Guillaume, so we're going to see if there is how was it?
Yeah, I would say the same. I remember the very first scene I shot. It was when the ogre takes Violet out of the castle. And just before the first take, Matteo told me, just be yourself. And I felt it awkward for a moment because I was thinking, yeah, I'm not quite an ogre, you know. So, yeah, the very first take I was unsure how to do it between me and an ogre. But finally, yeah, it sums up the way Matteo directed us. Because in fact, there's a lot of fantasy, there's a lot of magic and fairy stuff, of course. But at the same time, yes, it's all real. And it just asks us, indeed, to be ourselves, to make our character natural, as he always does. So yes, I completely agree with you, which is not bad. Because, yeah. I hope.
Okay, I think I'm going to open to the audience first because I think they will have a lot of questions. So, anybody want to have questions there?
Oh, now I heard Salma Hayek in an interview said that women are more profound than men. How did you find working with Salma Hayek?
Sorry, you're asking me?
No, for you.
Oh,
For them.
yeah.
Back to the brothers?
What was the comment that Sam said? Because I just missed what you read about that Sam.
Yeah, Salma Hayek said that women are more profound than men.
Women are more profound.
Profound, yes.
How dare she?
I don't know. I haven't read that statement, but I do know working with her was also a great experience. I think all the actors really bonded doing this film because it was such a unique filming experience, and just the experience of working with a director like Mateo is going to bring you close together. So we're actually still very close to film. And she lives in London now. And I remember that one of the first things I ever worked with, she really helped me out because I was kind of nervous and it was a very emotional scene. And she was just kind of talking me into almost like a hypnotic state, and I didn't even realize what she was doing, but she really helped me out for that one scene. And I remember her speaking about the dynamic of the film, and she would speak about how the film was a lot about, it was coming from a woman's perspective. I do remember her saying that. I also think Mateo made the same comment. I like that about strong female characters. We get better in the film industry. They're very strong acting. That's one thing I do remember her saying. Is that the whole film was about the very strong film. So yeah.
What about you, Guillaume, with the Bear Cave? What was the relationship working with?
I don't know if we can say that the princess is more profound than the ogre, but she's certainly more complex. Because, that's kind of difficult question because it's very hard to compare an ogre and a delicate princess. But I would say that my ogre, if you allow me to speak of my ogre, it's not that bad actually, because in his own way, he's in love with the princess, and he does his best to make her happy. And but she's kind of grumpy, and she
princess.
Yeah. And I remember the first time I spoke, sorry for my broken English, the first time I spoke to Matteo, we, about the end when Violet runs away, in fact, I was thinking that the other just wanted to take her back to home and just, you are my wife, stay with me. But Matteo told me, no, in fact, he believes that she's been taken by the family, and he believes that she's in danger. So it's again for his, for her security. So, once again, it's hard to compare a princess and a bit hairy, a princess on what you want ogre. But I think both characters has their good side and their bad ones, and we can say that in about all characters in this movie, which is good. I love it.
Any other questions, guys?
Could I just add that because of the strong personality of the women, we immediately, you know about the F-rated movies that Chapter is now doing? It's a new rate that has strong female characters. So you will see in your programs that this movie was F-rated, and it's undoubtedly
That's some
true.
F world.
We have another question here, I think.
Hi. I have a question for adorable Olga.
I'm just that terrible.
Actually, among the three stories, I really like the older one best, because I feel kind of pity for his character, and I would like to know, how do you feel about your character? Do you feel pity for him, or do you blame the tragedy for the stupid opinion from the king? And another question is, how would you treat a girl like that in real life? Would you let her
go? First question, of course I feel really sorry for this poor Roger, because once again, he has done his best to be good to his wife. And but at the same time, I understand the point of view of the princess, because if I was her, I would certainly try to run away too. So I'm very sad for him, and even tonight when she cuts his throat, I was really sorry for. I was hoping maybe he changed the end and they go together and have a lot of funny babies. But no.
And live happily ever after.
And
Like shit.
the second question, sorry, just say it again.
In real life,
how would you treat
Yeah, how would you treat a girl like that in the real life? Would you let her go?
Yeah, it's complicated because in the real life I'm a little. It's very difficult to speak of the real life because so many questions. I could say, I say that I can answer you because it's impossible to compare, or I will need maybe 2 or 3 hours to speak about women, and so I'm not sure we have time.
only 2 or 3 hours?
Okay, any other questions?
Yeah.
Hello, this is a very visual film. told with very little dialogue. So I was wondering if that was a choice that was done on the script, or whether that was an editing choice.
It definitely was there in the script, definitely. I mean, there wasn't much dialogue in the script. It was lots of data. It was very descriptive, this script, I feel like, anyway. You painted a great picture. I almost feel like I'd like people to read the script, because the way that the script is written, I could almost see what we were shooting. And then, obviously, when you get there, these amazing places, which were all real, really. Hardly any sets, hardly any set dressing even. There were all these real amazing places. So yeah, it was so visual. And also when you got to set, you would get the actor to give off freedom. So the script was more of a template to work on, and he was all about the feeling behind, the scene as opposed to what you're actually saying. But yeah, and also Peter Chisitsky, cinematographer, such a big hand in that. The additions he would get were incredible, were amazing. Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, wait. I think
Sì,
Domenico wants to say something.
volevo aggiungere che in questo gli sceneggiatori del film hanno rispettato le fiabe originali, perché nelle fiabe originali il testo rappresenta solo il 15% rispetto alla descrizione della fiaba, e cioè il testo del dialogo. Il dialogo è solo una parte minima, per cui in questo Garrone ha rispettato il testo originale, quindi ci sono pochissimi dialoghi, perché sono esattamente i dialoghi del testo originale.
Domenico was adding that both Garrone and the scenographer, the scriptwriters too, that somehow respected the adaptation of the book into the movie, because there are very little dialogues in the text, and about 15%, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, about 15%. So somehow they sort of stick to the book.
Ma il barocco è una lingua molto ricca, e quindi l'altro 85% sono le descrizioni delle scene, e quindi ci sono pochi dialoghi ma tantissime meravigliose scene.
And the Baroque language that Basile used in his book is very rich, is very visual. So somehow Garrone and the scriptwriters adapted that, translated that into the beautiful images that we've seen today.
Okay, other questions? Up there?
There's one at the back, two at the back.
Two.
Hi Jonah, hi Christian.
Hey!
My question is, were you tempted to change roles without the director knowing that you were changing roles?
We couldn't. You can't really hear you. Sorry, repeat it.
The question is, were you tempted during the movie to change roles? First of all, tell us which one is the prince and which one is
That's Elias, he's the prince. Yeah.
So, and the question was, were you tempted to change roles without Garrone knowing?
I think one day we did joke about that. It was a strange, our audition process was strange. It was a very strange audition process. At first, our first audition, we didn't read any script. We sent in a tape of just ourselves speak. And then the whole audition process, we were unsure who was going to play who. And so we read for both roles. And then came to the end of the audition process. We were the final pair of brothers. And Matteo asked us who we wanted to play. And we couldn't decide. Yeah, we asked Matteo, so he decided Christian Elias. That's just the way it went. But yeah, we didn't actually ever switch. Yeah, but we did think about it.
There's another question at the back, I think.
and that the film was filmed in Italy. Why was it in English?
What was the question?
Given that the stories are Italian, why was the movie in English?
I think I spoke to Matteo about this briefly. All of his previous films, or his most well-known films, were all in Italian. And obviously, yes, these were in Italian. I think I spoke to him briefly about it. He wanted to break to the like, making films in English language anyway. But I also feel like he liked the language. I feel like he felt it suited fairy tale, not just for a white audience, but I feel like he preferred the language. And he liked our accents. He liked the British accents. Yeah, I agree. I also obviously I think a lot of it would have been to create a white audience. Yeah, just the way it is. But I definitely liked. I think he felt it was quite Shakespearean. Yeah, that's
Questions?
I think Domenico wants to add something.
Okay.
Yes, sì, perché in realtà in Italia questa scelta è stata un po' criticata, però quando Matteo mi disse che voleva fare questa cosa in inglese, io trovai questa idea molto interessante, perché per due motivi. Innanzitutto perché la lingua inglese, come dicevano anche i fratelli lì, è recitata da attori che comunque prevalentemente fanno teatro, quindi è recitato in modo molto terraneo e quindi appunto in modo simile secondo me all'inglese shakespeariano, come dicevano anche loro. E la seconda è che, vabbè, questa è la prima.
Grazie. So in Italy, this decision of doing the film in English has been criticized, and there are two reasons why.
Per i quali dico che ha fatto bene.
Yes, and Domenico instead was very intrigued and approved the idea of having the movie done in English. And there were two reasons why the movie was done in English. First, because English is Shakespeare's language, and it's also linked somehow to the idea of theatre, so of the Shakespearean theatre. And secondly?
E la seconda è che in questo modo la figura di Giambattista Basile e le sue fiabe potevano essere distribuite in tutto il mondo, perché il film è stato distribuito in tutto il mondo ed oggi in contemporanea credo che sia uscito anche negli Stati Uniti, e quindi diciamo è una grande opportunità per il Basile di essere conosciuto e delle fiabe italiane di essere conosciute in tutto il mondo.
And secondly, of course, is the fact that English is an international language, and the fact the movie was in English gave the possibility to the fairy tales and to the figure of Basile to be known internationally. Domenico thinks that you all know that Tales of Tales opened in the UK yesterday, and this is the second day, but we think that it also opened in the US this week. So somehow this was, the fact that English was used gave it, a wider range of an audience.
E poi comunque i produttori del film sono tre, ci sono degli inglesi, un produttore inglese, un produttore francese e un produttore italiano, che è lui stesso, e in questo modo lui ha potuto fare una scelta nella quale li accontentava tutti, perché ha scelto la lingua inglese, alcuni attori francesi e le location italiane.
Okay, so the production was also English, Italian, and French, and somehow the fact that it was in English was, favorable to the whole three. But somehow he managed to give them something in return, in the sense that it was shot in Italy, so the Italian production was happy about that. It was shot in English, so the English production was happy about that. And there were French actors, so the French production was happy about that. So somehow we managed to.
Truly European.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's a women movie.
Any more questions? No? Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, Jonah and Christian. Thank you so much.
Well,
Thank you, John.
Thank you also, John. Thank you so much for sleepover. And thank you to Domenico Basile. If you're interested in buying some of the copies of Basile's adaptation, Domenico Basile has some copies of the edition that he's edited. And that he's got them here, we've got them here, and they're going for £7 or €9 if you're truly European. Don't forget that we're having, Tale of Tales is on all week, and so is for Cammari, but if you're interested in another fantastic evening like this, with not just the film, but an introduction on the film. The day to come is the 24th of
June?
June. Thank you. I was going to say February. the 24th of February at 8:45.
June.
Did I say February?
Next week.
Great.
Next week.
It's time to go home.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Arrivederci.
That's right.
I was expecting Salman Hayek, but it's okay.
Sei contento? Sì. Lo so, ho sento il capo. Ok.
Hi.
Hi.